What's it like to be catapulted from your country to Brussels to Strasbourg to work as a member of the European Parliament? How does it feel to vote on behalf of hundreds of thousands of souls? We put new MEPs, Chloé Ridel and Thomas Bajada, side by side to get to the bottom of this, in the first edition of our new series of podcasts, S&D in Progress.
Chloé, how was your first week in Strasbourg?
Exhausting, but also really exciting. We got to vote for the first time. We discovered a brand new building, which is huge. So we walked a lot. We had a lot of group meetings, delegation meetings, plenary session.
How many times were you lost?
All the time.
Not the only one then.
All the time. But how was what's the difference between Malta and Strasbourg?
I think my island can be the size of Strasbourg, honestly. Well, I come from a very small island, so I think anytime I go in a new city, it's quite overwhelming. So, but it's also a very nice city. I had the opportunity on the last day to actually see Strasbourg, so it was very nice, especially Petit France is very nice.
Yeah, Petit France is so nice. It's true. So, Thomas, how does it feel voting for hundreds of thousands of people?
That's a very overwhelming effect. I think thinking and putting European citizens in our thoughts and minds when voting is definitely breathless and makes me breathless. And I mean, we're deciding the future of Europe together. And I think us youth need to work together to bring a future that's good for all youth across Europe, especially coming from very small places like my island.
I think I agree with you, because we can feel voting for the first time makes you feel the responsibility that you have. And maybe we realize it while being in the first plenary session, because, this is my first mandate. I don't know if it's your first mandate. And we can feel the gravity and the responsibility coming with it. Whereas prior to being elected, we were militants. I don't know how to say that.
Militants.
Yeah. And, we speak for our group, for our party, for ourselves, but
now
not
we're
for
representing
people.
Everyone.
Yes, exactly.
And who's your political hero?
I have many political heroes. I am inspired mostly by women, because I can feel represented by them, of course. So I can think of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the States. I can feel of Jacinda Ardern, for example, who was former Prime Minister of New Zealand, and who inspires me for her kind of leadership, feminist leadership, her empathy. Yes, but I have many, many, many heroes, and I could talk of them for hours. You need to have people who inspires you when you enter into politics. So how was your campaign for the European elections in Malta?
It was quite a short one. But it was so enjoyable because I could tour the whole country and speak with people in the streets, in the squares, in the bars. And it was very nice to make a direct contact with people so that you can absorb their story and make it as if it's your own. And that was actually my motto. It was, your story is my story. And that's what people want empathy, want people who can listen and resonate their story.
Exactly.
And it's the point of politics. It's our everyday life. And for you, what's your next priority in the European Parliament?
I have so many issues I want to work on. But so I'm a member of the Libe Committee and the Droit Committee, focusing on liberties, rule of law, human rights all over the world, but also in Europe. And I'm also a substitute member of Foreign Affairs Committee and Environment Committee. So I want to find synergies between all those issues, ecology, international affairs, human rights, rule of law. And I think they are actually intertwined, because you cannot have, you cannot have ecology and environmental progress without the improvement of democracy, not only in Europe, but all over the world, without defending human rights. And I want to work on all these issues and show how intertwined they are.
I think it's very important. If I may add, something which is very important is that, for example, I'm taking the ENVI and Econ, and how we can intertwine an economy, a sustainable economy,
of course,
which takes on board the environment, and also social justice. And I think that is one of our fortes as SLD, that we also incorporate social justice in everything that we're working, and how we're making a Green Deal, which is even more social, how we're making an economy which is both social and environmental. And I think this is the way forward. And that is also what youth want. They want to see sustainable development in every case.
Of course. I agree. I think we cannot do the Green Deal without a social deal. We cannot do the Green Deal without social justice, because we know that the richest people are those who pollute the most, and the poorest people are those who suffer the most from the consequences of the pollution. So we cannot separate social justice from environmental justice.
I think people, that's what they want. They want to see a Europe which speaks for them.
Yes. So how do you handle your mandate? You are from Malta, and you have to travel a lot to come to Brussels. How are you going to handle your mandate and do the back and forth travel from Brussels to Malta?
I mean, this is a very hard topic. I was living already quite a long time here in Brussels, so it's been 5 years already.
Yes, it's true.
But now I'm even more compelled, and it's important that I go back to Malta as much as possible to do constituency work, meet people, and transmit their message. And I think it's very difficult to have a multiple life, kind of, because going to Malta is not like going to a neighboring country. For us, it's a little bit hard, although transport is quite easier. It takes 2.5 hours to go to Malta. But then I need to go to the smaller island, which will take me a longer time. But then the whole weekend, I do it full with constituency work, meeting people, discussing topics. And I intend to actually try and do some kind of stakeholder events, focus groups, so that I can get information in order for me to speak truly what is needed for the people. And I think this is a very important job of the MEP, which might be overlooked, but it's most important that we do, that we go and meet the people.
I agree with you. Like, the most interesting thing when you do politics is to listen to the history of the people.
Yes.
It's how you feed yourself.
Yes,
and it's so satisfying.
And I have a question for you. I think an important aspect for our mental well-being is friends and having our own group of friends. So what do your friends say about you?
You're right. It's so important to have strong friendship when you do politics, because it's a hard world. We all know it. So you need to have people who are not involved into politics and who are not going to talk to you about politics all day, you know. But so, I don't know, my friends, I have some friends I have known for quite long time, since childhood, and I think they are proud to see me become a politician, but also maybe a bit worried that I might change, you know, in some ways, that I might become a harsh person or something like that. And me, I fear that, you know, they want to give me their advice all the time on politics, whereas you need perhaps other things from your friends, that they don't talk to you about your political opinions. So I think it is a real issue, friendship and politics, that we don't talk as much as we could, because it's very important for our mental health, for our equilibrium.
And it's our support system.
Yes, exactly. But for the moment, I'm fine. My friendship are still there, and I haven't changed.
And you have a new friend also.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. This was the first in our new mini-series of podcasts, S&D in Progress. If you're normally here for the deeper dives into policy and take a left, don't worry, they'll be back soon. In the meantime, enjoy your summer, remember your sunscreen, take care.